there, and my name and surname, Smear Khan, they were like, gosh, hundreds, like,
Yeah,
and you look at the learners, the matriculants, we've got to try our best. The whole world is looking at us.
absolutely.
If
Yeah,
you look at it
yeah.
from the flip side. And then when they took away, like even though they had your names and they just told you where they had a bachelor's pass, so you never really knew what you got. But they were still like safeguarded. Now in this way, we don't know anything. Well, I
No,
understand where they're trying to protect the learners, the way the world is going, as
absolutely.
they
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
So, but again, I hope it's something for the betterment in the future in
Let's
that
hope
way.
so. Let's hope so. So, yeah, definitely. It remains to be seen. Maybe when you get back, inshallah, you will have more information about that. And when you take on the airwaves once again, I think in the third week of January, then you can enlighten us on what the outcomes of that was. But yeah, looking at that's from an economic perspective, from a career perspective. But let's talk about school matters. 2024. What are some of the highlights? You have a myriad of guests which come through every week. Different topics produced by yourself, of course, coming in discussing many, many, many topics. You start at the beginning of the year, about getting kids psyched up for school. You go all the way down to matric, and then even giving tips for the holidays. So it's been an entire year of programming of School Matters. What are some of the highlights? What are some of the memorable moments that you had during the show, and what are some of the things that you look forward to taking in with you to the new year as well?
Well, in 2024, if you're looking at all the highlights, I think when you're leaving the show, you must be seeing, gosh, Sumia is always getting different guests. So,
Yeah, yeah,
Alhamdulillah,
yeah.
I'm
Because you're on after me.
lucky
Yeah, yeah,
to Yeah, so I'm lucky to have guests from different races, religions, and cultures on an ongoing basis. And Alhamdulillah, you know what? School Matters will be like 20 years. Can you believe it?
yeah.
So it
Wow.
took a lot of work, a lot of exposure, and getting School Matters Radio and South School Matters known to not only to the community but also to the province and even nationally. So like just when the matrics were writing, Elijah, the national spokesperson, he was chatting to me on WhatsApp, and even the provincial spokesperson, Museum Shami. And, they told me, you remember, if you go back in time, according to other spokesperson, we had to like email, we had to write up to department to who we are, what we are. But Alhamdulillah, it's like, even though Radio Lansar School Matters is majority of the listenership, it is Muslims coming from the Islamic faith. But Alhamdulillah, I wanted to make School Matters open for
Mm,
everyone.
mm.
And when I have individuals who are not Muslims, when I have department officials, district directors sending me messages after my show, all I can say is Alhamdulillah, someone is listening and I know I'm on the right track. And the whole aim of it when I started School Matters was to educate the learner, the parent, and providing that comfort and solace for the educator. So Alhamdulillah, we have done a hell of a lot when you think of School Matters. Highlights is having guests who made themselves available, because the show cannot happen if they are not there. And for them, just flying down or staying an extra day in Durban, or canceling or postponing another event, or coming down, especially when I have department officials coming to studio, with their bodyguards. That is like, have School Matters reached that status already where we're getting MECs and
Right,
ministers.
right.
And Alhamdulillah, when they come on board, they are so humbled. Inshallah, we'll continue when we come back, when I come back from Umrah, the matric results will just be released. So we'll have that hype again, and you guys are there to, to continue to do what you'll do so best, educating the Ummah. So looking forward for that.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
And on the downside of it, we sound so calm on air, but we rush from home. We see to family with the meals, rushing, coming to studio. And I always say, as you know this and many others, lucky we're not on TV.
TV, yeah.
We can wear PJs and a cloak over. But alhamdulillah, with technology now we're
Yeah.
on Facebook and YouTube. So you know what? We have to touch up that makeup. So that's something which like is new to all of us. And sometimes when you're talking live on Facebook and Instagram, on YouTube, you want to scratch your nose, you want to like dig your teeth or something, normally on your face, you have to tell
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
but no, people are watching you. And as you know, sometimes we have that one chair in studio. As you sit, you sink, and eventually you sink all the way down,
Yeah.
and you tell yourself like, okay, how am I going to come up? So yeah, so it's been a long journey, and you know what? This couldn't have been possible without the Al Ansar Foundation, without you guys, presenters, with our station manager, Faisal Suleiman, our previous station managers, Shabir Basha, Hafiz Wadi. We go down the line. So each one came with their different skills and
Yeah,
motivation and
yeah, yeah,
inspiration
yeah.
to take the show to the next level. But again,
and and
end of the
and
day,
and and, and, and so we also can't forget, the pioneers that were instrumental in coming up with a programming like Brother Riaz Jamal, marhum,
100%.
yeah, who was so committed. And as I'm speaking to you right now, I can just see Rehana, who featured in your show quite a bit here as well at the Durban Summer Souk. I can literally see her there. Yeah.
Since you mentioned that, what I like about where School Matters is gone, we have become a network. We
Yes, yeah, yeah.
collaborate, we network with each other. So that's the main thing. If you're an educator, you get to meet other educators, with all seminars, workshops, and the main thing is a support structure. And because end of the day, any profession, you need that. And since we always complain, teachers are always forgotten. And alhamdulillah, we managed to get that support structure. And I think Radio Al Ansar, School Matters, is one of the only shows, and this was brought to my attention by a few of the texts, that every time you come with a completely different guest.
Absolutely.
So alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say that Rihanna that featured on your show quite a bit was a memorable guest?
I had so many guests who were memorable. I've learned different things from different people who have come on board. And sometimes people wonder, gosh, you talk so much, you know so much. And I think to myself, I had doctors, Ayurvedic specialists, psychologists, counselors, motivational speakers, curriculum specialists. So each one of them provides some sort of knowledge and support for me as an individual. When you look at it this year, at this part of the year, I always tend to get guests who have been coming for decades on my show. And then you think about it, gosh, we've lost them, due to health problems, due to COVID.
Right.
And then you
Right.
think
Right.
that, we take life for granted, and we don't realize that, these guys used to come on and now they're not there. And then you have to look for somebody else in that field, whether it's mathematics or whether it's physics, they're no longer there. So I think that's the sad part. And I think in 2024, School Matters' my main focus was to create empathy, compassion, and humanity amongst our youth, and also that camaraderie amongst educators, learners, and everybody else, all stakeholders. And alhamdulillah, whenever there was some kind of major event happening in education or even the province concerning education, had the best guy in the field. So that charted us quite a bit, that, what, we're on the map.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
inshallah,
And
looking forward
what do you look forward for 2025?
2025. Well, do things a bit differently, learn to be calm, choose your battles, and continue to be positive. And always remember, everyone you meet is not going to like you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So don't try to prove yourself. You just continue to be kind, good, and compassionate. Like lots of people say, being kind, compassionate, smiling, humble is weakness. But it's not weakness. It takes a lot of courage just to be kind and do the right thing, especially in today's times where tempers are high, people are stressed, there's so much going on. So yeah, that's the main thing. And also help the next person if you can.
Absolutely.
And remember our egos, we might think it's big, but it's nothing. We're actually very small to the next person. And remember, we can learn something from the next person,
Absolutely,
and we need to teach this not only to our learners and our kids, but also to our own children, just do the right thing. Because end of the day, life is short and we're not going to be on
Yes.
this earth forever. We just need sawab and du'as. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. That is the main thing indeed. That's some very, very sound advice. Be calm, choose your battles well, be positive. These are some of the mantra that we should take into 2025 as well. Inshallah, we shall be living
Mhm.
by that example. So, Sumaya, we wish you all the best to you and the family, Naeem and Fatima Zahra as well. You're embarking on this momentous journey. So, inshallah, may it go well. Do remember us in your du'as, especially when you gaze on
Inshallah.
the Baytullah for the very first time and convey our salams to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. We wish you all the best, and you will come back energized in January 2025, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah for those du'as. But Siraj, knowing me,
Journey ahead. That's the most important thing. Take it easy, Sumaya. I'm sure we'll touch base next year.
no, you
Assalamu
take care and
alaikum.
all the best. Looking forward to have our little chats before I go on air.
Yeah, inshallah, inshallah. Come in January, third week, inshallah, we'll definitely touch base. Until then, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, brother Siraj.
That was Sumaya Khan, the producer and presenter of School Matters, the program that you're listening to right now on Radio Lansar 90.4 to 105.6. We are broadcasting live from the Durban Exhibition Center. And one of the good things about sitting in this mobile, our satellite studio, so to speak, is the fact that we get to see people walking past. And one such person is, as I mentioned, Sister Rehana Sayed, who featured quite prominently, I think, on Sumaya's show from time to time. Rehana, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and welcome.
Walaikum salam. A pleasure to be alongside you today.
Yeah.
Siraj.
I was just telling Sumaya as well that we're doing things differently. I'm interviewing her on her program.
Yes, and I was going to say that this is normally School Matters, and
Yes,
I feature
yes.
with Sumaya now and again. She always catches me as part of Creative Classroom Concepts to give my little bit about education and my knowledge, and to share my knowledge and tips and tricks and everything else with parenting and kids and school.
Alhamdulillah. So, how has your year been, 2024, from an academic perspective?
Academic perspective, I'm going to say that I teach grade two, so it's
Right.
always a blessing to teach the grade twos because the grade ones have, really sorted out that year. No, I think Siraj, you have a kiddo that's going into grade one,
Inshallah,
and
yes,
we
next
speak
year.
about that as big school.
Yes,
So
yeah.
for me, my all-round goal as an educator and my advice to give to parents, of course, is to going ahead into 2025 is to always grow an Islamic identity. So grow your child's Islamic identity. And people might say, "How do I do this?" or
Yeah,
whatever
that's
like
an
that.
interesting
Or
question.
people might say, "Oh, you know what? I send my child to an Islamic school. So what? You know what? I got it covered. They've got it covered." And then plus I send, or if I don't send my child to an Islamic school, then I send my child to
Madrasa.
madrasa. So I'm balanced. I'm a good parent, but I don't believe that's true in all aspects of growing our children's Muslim identity. I think that we grow our Muslim identity by always referring to. If I have to say, the Prophet ﷺ, his
Sallallahu
sunnahs, and to bring those sunnahs, to bring, when you get into the car, read your surah for traveling, read your du'as, read before you go to the toilet, when you're leaving, all of those little practical things that we always bring into our
Yes.
homes. A lot of children will not eat at the table. I think it's very important that you sit at the table, you read the dua after eating,
Absolutely.
all those things just grow our children's Muslim identity. Siraj, if I can just bring up maybe one topic, let's just say
Sure.
Valentine's Day. Okay.
Right.
Something that's going to be out there in the media. It's
Hmm.
something that our children are not going to miss. They're going to see all this love and these hearts and
Right,
everything else.
right,
So how do
right.
you address it without, with respect to everybody else who believes in it? And I would say that then you change it and you say, what about speaking about that much? Or they might celebrate that in a different way, but yet we are so different in how we do it. So I do believe that there are ways that we can do that, and little things that make a very big difference.
I
I
see
think
some
that,
Alpha Law students
yes,
here
they
as
want to
well.
wave to me.
Yeah. I see some Alpha Law students here as well. But the thing about this Islamic identity that you have just brought up, and it's something which I've noticed, on a personal level,
Mhm.
things that my son would do, like simple things that we were not taught in school. Having gone to an Islamic school, a simple thing like the dua in between the two sujud in salah, which we were never taught that
We
we
were
could
never
read.
taught that
And then
exactly.
I just
Yes.
heard him reading this one day, and I was like, "Where did you learn this?"
You learn this.
Then he says, "No, I learned it at school." So I was like, "Wow, it's amazing, but this is something that we
Alhamdulillah,
hadn't been
yes.
taught. This
Yeah.
is something that we haven't been taught." Yeah, so it's just something like this. It's small little things about creating that identity, which is so important,
Yes, and
and
then
I
of
and I,
course to
I like
believe
that.
in
Yeah,
dua.
right.
When last has a parent out there sat with their children after Salah, put their hands into your hands and said, let's
Yeah.
see if we can. There are du'as for every single thing. I saw a du'a this morning with a surah to read for when it's so hot. And I was complaining. I
Right.
remember a
Yes.
meme that says only two types of weather in Durban: melted coconut or solid coconut oil.
Absolutely.
and
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
and yet they are, so it's all out there. And this is how, as Muslim parents, we just need to grow our children's Muslim identity.
Most
And going
definitely.
forward for 2025, if that can be a message that you just punched me out of my shopping, which is amazing. I've had such amazing shopping done today at the
Really?
Souk.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's because it's toned down a little bit in crowd levels,
I think this is the calm
but
before the storm.
yes, it's going to pick up just
Mm,
now. And
mm, mm. Did you?
Yes, I did.
What did you buy? Like from
I
where?
indulged in three places because I had to have a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
got to try a bit
So
here
it
and
was
then
Bullet
everywhere.
Burgers, and they really did it so nicely for me. And then there's Al Wahda, I think it was. Their chicken boti and their sea kebab was done
Mm.
amazingly. And then, of course, our ever so popular food truck experience, and that was Mama's Chicken.
Mamas,
So
hey, Mamas doesn't
Mama's,
disappoint.
yes.
Yes,
And I've heard
absolutely.
people and I've listened to their conversation say,
Right.
this is
Yeah.
better than, and I won't
Yeah,
say what the outlet is.
yeah.
But
Absolutely. So
really,
so it's
yeah.
good that you came in, you did some shopping, you had some fine cuisines. But now, as an educator, right, you're on holiday at the moment, of course. When does it begin for teachers? When do you go back to school?
We go back to school on the Monday before. So we've got 2 days
That'll be
of,
the 13th, I think. Yeah.
yes, and then the kids would arrive on the
The
Wednesday.
15th.
Obviously,
Yeah.
admin staff of schools would be way earlier than that, I think a week before. And then, of course, the parents want to do, shopping and things like that for
Mm.
uniform. So the buzzword is back to school now.
Back to school, because you have that. I think once tomorrow is over, like out of the first,
Yes.
that's when everything goes back to school. Back to
Then
school.
it's
Yeah.
school mode. And I really do
Yeah.
hope that the kids out there have been reading and they've lifted a pencil at least for.
Yes.
I hope the
Yes.
teachers have also
Yes.
that
Yeah.
they have done a lot of work, or they haven't then come 2nd of January where school mode hits in place.
School
Yes.
mode, yeah, because that's when things need to start amping up. And when you round up our holidays and you get the kids into that routine again after that, that's gonna be quite interesting.
And then, of course, we have to prep our kids, because remember that even though they might go into grade 2 or even grade 8 or
Right.
something
Yeah.
of that sort, it still means a new gel with them. There will always be anxiety. For me, advice
Right.
to parents would be, don't dismiss it. Don't say, oh, don't be a crybaby, or you have to validate children's feelings and how they're feeling. For me, I believe that hype it up. Do a little back to school breakfast before, or a little lunch or something, and set it up. Help them pack their bags together, make it their experience. Sometimes as
Yeah.
parents, we helicopter and then we just want to be a part of the process so that they know what it is. It's tangible evidence that, listen, mom has labeled my you know, my child, pencils and my crayons and whatever. So I know it's labeled. I need to look after it and stuff.
Absolutely.
Obviously, with tantrums and with tears and everything, like I said, expect it, but also we have to give that tough love, and we have to just
Sound advice.
yes.
Alhamdulillah. Sound advice indeed. Thank you so much, Rihanna, for coming in, and thanks for making time. I know I just called you out of the crowd there and enlightening us. I'm sure Sumaya will pick up with you in the new year as well.
Inshallah.
When she returns. All the best for the remainder of the holiday.
Jazakallah,
Inshallah.
and to you too.
Thanks.
Seraj.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
That was Rihanna Sayed, a prominent feature on, prominent guest on School Matters. And that brings the program to an end for this evening. Remember, broadcasting live from the Durban Exhibition Center. It is the Durban Summer Souk that we are in right now. And yeah, it's going to be right up until Sunday, the 5th of January. But we are going to be here throughout this time as well. Wish you the best. Have yourself a fantastic evening. And we'll pick it up again with you for Straight Talk tomorrow between 6 and 7. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mm-hmm.